I call the member for Fraser.
I move the motion relating to the 2012 London Olympics in the terms in which it appears on the notice paper. Deputy Speaker, Fraser is the sportiest electorate in Australia. In any Olympic sport, I'd pit my electorate against the electorate of any other person in this place. Of course, it helps to have the Australian Institute of Sport, but it is also true that Canberra has plenty of non-elite athletes. Over 40% of the ACT public play some form of organised sport. The nation's capital is also its sporting capital. Deputy Speaker, in my time as member for Fraser, I've had the pleasure of allocating local sporting champions grants. Local sporting champions assists young athletes aged 12 to 18 with the costs of competing at state, national or international competitions. Over the past 18 months, I've been joined by swimmer Sally Foster and hockey-roo Anna Flanagan to award local sporting champions grants to individuals and sporting clubs in my electorate. Sally, who lives in the Fraser electorate and trains at the Australian Institute of Sport, is competing in the 200 metres breaststroke at her second Olympic Games. Sally also has a special connection to the Olympics. Her great aunt also competed in the 1936 Berlin Games. On the 6-week boat trip over to Germany, her and the other swimmers trained by having someone hold their arms while they kicked their legs in the small pool on board the ship. Anna Flanagan is heading to London as part of the hockey-roo squad, playing in the position of fullback. Anna debuted for Australia against Korea in 2010 and has scored 6 goals in 56 international matches. She plays for the Canberra Strikers in the Australian Hockey League, and she's also studying journalism, so who knows, at some point after her hockey career is over, we may see her in this place as a journalist covering the nation's politics. Deputy Speaker, the AIS is a terrific facility that's been producing great athletes for many years. I know there's many athletes who live and train at the Institute, each with their own unique story. I want to wish each of those AIS athletes the best for the Games. Deputy Speaker, London's hosted the Modern Olympics in 1908 and 1948. In 1939 it was granted the 1944 Games, but these are cancelled due to World War II. Had they held the Olympics in 1944, it would have been the 50th anniversary of the modern Olympics. These Olympics will be held from the 27th of July to the 12th of August, followed by the Paralympics from the 29th of August to the 9th of September. It was a pleasure this morning to join the Prime Minister and the Minister for Sport, Kate Lundy, to farewell our Paralympians. Deputy Speaker, my own personal connection to the London Games is courtesy of a childhood friend, Bronwyn Watson. Bronwyn also trained at the AIS and is representing Australia in the women's lightweight double scull. The winner of 4 World Championships, she's one of the fittest and most dedicated people I know. And I wish her all the best and hope that she manages to come home with gold. Her dedication and those of all our athletes are examples of what individuals, with the support of others, can achieve. It's witnessing the achievement of gold medals to, in some case, simply participating that makes the Olympics such a special event. I also want to take this opportunity to acknowledge the dedication and sacrifice of coaches, families and friends. No athlete makes it to the Games alone, and they rely heavily on the support of those close to them. And to those friends, family and support crews, I say thank you. Deputy Speaker, my favourite Olympic moment has to be Cathy Freeman's 400-metre victory at the 2000 Games. That look of steely determination and focus. That moment as she strode away to consolidate her lead as she came out of the final turn. The sight of her sitting on the track, alone on a full stadium, the relief of having carried her own and her nation's expectations. And for me, that moment satisfied more than a nation celebrating the triumph of an individual athlete. For me, it was also a great moment of unification between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians, one based on rejoicing our shared histories and culture. And it's my favourite moment because in that symbolic sense it managed to get right the combination of Indigenous celebration and pathos. Every Olympic Games produces its moments of heroism, humanity and humility. Proposed in 1894 by Pierre de Coubertin, its motto, Certeus Altius Fortius, swifter, higher, stronger, will again be on display by our athletes in the Olympics and Paralympics. I wish them, and in particular those from the ACT, every success and the experience of a lifetime.